Why do I have to know the slope of any land before buying? I had 500,000 naira on me and I needed to purchase a piece of land measuring 50 feet by 100. I had no knowledge of land slope, so I had to call my friend. My friend said to me that I was very lucky that I called him. If not, I would have ended up buying a wrong type of land for my building construction. So I had to call the agents to show us the site so that we can be able to know which of the land we are to go for. So I had two agents that's going to show me the different types of land that I'm going to choose from with my friend. We drove up to 2 hours before we got to the site. On getting to the site, my friend said to me, "This land is a flat land." I was so surprised and said to him, "How did you know that it's a flat land?" He told me to stand on the road facing the land, that's the plot, then see the surface of the land as lines and observe the movement of the surface, if it is going straight or if it is inclined at an angle, or if there is a depression at some parts. The inclination, the angle of the surface depends on the degree. So some of the angle might be higher, while some of the angle might be lesser. So if it's the angle is at 0 degree to a smaller value, then it's a flat land. Then when the angle is more inclined, then it's more of a slope land. Then sometimes there might be some depression in some parts. Some land might be depression all through. So sometimes it might be combination of an inclined line and a depressed line. It might be combination of a flat land and a declined line, or combination of all of the type of land behavior. I was so surprised when he was done explaining all these things, and I was able to see it vividly according to the way he explained it, that the surface is what determine the shape of the land. So I have to make use of my eyes to be able to observe properly and see by standing at the road. So I had to use the method and see if it really works. So after using it, I stood at the on the road and I observed the behavior of the land surface, and that very site that we went to was a flat land. His angle of inclination was very small. It was not that slopey. So I was so surprised that I was able to understand and get it and observe it with my eye and see the behavior of the land. So I appreciated him very much. Then we had to go to other sites for us to be able to know which one we are to pick from. So we went to the next site. The next site had an angle that was very high and it was very slopey, so I did not want to go for that type of land because I'll have to do of more of filling, and I'll have my damp proof course is going to be very high. The difference is that you don't have to move far away from the road, because sometimes the distance of the road might be very long, so you cannot move to the end of the road before observing. The method is to move some distance away from the end of the road. Some distance, the distance should be sufficient enough for you to be able to observe it, to be able to get the surface of the road, so as considering the line surface. So you will also use the same method in considering that of the road. My friend reminded me again to always consider the slope of the land and the slope of the road, so as to avoid buying land from erosion area. After considering these factors, my friend was able to determine the type of land that will be okay for my building construction. And inclined line is better than a flat land, because for flat land there is tendency for there to be an erosion lodged area. Then while for inclined line that is very inclined, you have to do more filling and the dam proof cost is going to be higher. Why for it's always better to go for land that is not that inclined, or it should not be too flat. It should not be too flat. Sometimes it can be flat at an angle that is not that much, which is okay. So you also have to consider the angle of the road, the behavior angle of the road and that of the land. So most times it's always better for the land to the slope of the land to move to the road, so that water can easily move from the plot to the road. Or sometimes you, if the slope of the land is not is flat, then the road is slopey, then it's okay, because when you are done taking the floor of your compound, then the water will move to the road. In a situation whereby the slope of the road is flat, it is not that advisable. So it all depends on the angle. That's why it's good for you to observe and see, then come to a conclusion. Do subscribe for more content. See you in another video. Bye.